one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And all please remain standing for a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Here.
Commissioner Vogler?
Here.
Commissioner Boyd?
Here.
Any row officer reports and comments? Then looking at the audience, I'm not seeing any representatives of row officers with us. Public comments. Any member of the public have any comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to fiscal contractual. We have no repositories up today, no advertising for bids or proposals. That phase is passed. No receipt of bids or proposals. We do have 3 warrant registers dated October 6th, October 5th, and October 3rd. I'll give my colleagues a minute to check those over before taking the motion to approve or accept and file warrant registers.
I will move that they be accepted.
I'll second that motion.
Motion second for discussion, hearing none, question the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Up next, we have approval of minutes from Tuesday, October 4th, 2022. That was our meeting last week. And again, I'll give my colleagues a minute to check those over before taking the motion to approve the minutes or make any changes as necessary to be.
So moved.
Second. Motion second for discussion, hearing none, question the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have no presentation of written communications today. Staff reports. We have a number of staff with us today. Does anything to report above and beyond what's already on the agenda? Seeing none, commissioner reports and comments. Loretta, you're on deck first. Floor is yours.
Okay, just briefly, I attended the Warner Brothers grand opening, the Cascade Theater. Beautiful place inside. If you have a minute, anybody to get down there, tour the place. A lot of history, the Warner Brothers history, knowing that the Cascade was the first theater that the Warner Brothers ever showed a film, and met Cass Warner Sperling, Carrie Warner's granddaughter. She was there as the ribbon cutting, so to speak, but she's been to Newcastle before, has a very good relationship with Jerry Kearns, who is the director. It was a very, very nice, very well attended event. So I'm sure that they will, it was in the newspaper, there was an article that the times that there are open for someone just to go tour, but it is available for, small rentals or parties or things like that, private events. Yeah, it was very well done, very nicely done. I'm glad I was there. Representing us.
Thank you for
Yes,
thank you
sure.
for that. Dan and I were both
Sure.
out of town.
Yes,
Appreciate you doing that.
Yeah. no problem.
I was at the Pennsylvania Chamber of Commerce dinner last week, which is why I was absent from this commissioners meeting. And I also attended a roundtable the following day for their government affairs group. But I just want to say thank you to Dan for chairing the meeting in my absence. Appreciate it. And you guys get together to still conduct county business. Appreciate that. Dan.
I'm glad you were able to go to that dinner. Many years ago, I attended a few of them. They're worth going to.
Oh, it's incredible.
I saw a clip of Governor Christie and Donna, is it Brazil? I mean,
Yes.
did I say her name right?
Yes.
And they did a little talk during dinner, as I understand, and then a couple of the.
He was schmoozing. He was schmoozing. Schmoozing.
No, that was unabated.
That's a nice picture.
Yeah, I thought it was nice. You gonna show you this one?
I think you did.
Chris
Yes,
Christie.
Yes. Yeah.
But I'm glad you were able to
Absolutely.
go there and represent
Yes.
the county. I just have a couple quick things. It's not on our announcement list, but later today, the West Central Job Partnership Governing Board meeting will take place. That consists of the 3 of us and the 3 Mercer County commissioners, and we will actually be meeting at 1:30 And we rotate back and forth, so this meeting is at the Mercer County Courthouse. And it is open to the public, if anybody wishes to attend. And then, did I cut you off? No, I'm sorry, were you done?
That's all I had.
Okay, I started to talk and I thought, well, maybe you weren't done.
No, that's it.
Okay,
Yeah, you're
okay, good, thank you. Second and final thing, I do want to congratulate our county treasurer, Rich Rapone. If I'm reading things correctly, he's going to be honored this weekend by the Career and Technical Center, what we old timers call the VOTEC.
Yes.
He's been elected to their Hall of Fame. And they're having a dinner, I believe,
Yes.
Saturday night to recognize Rich. And there's some other folks as well, but congratulations to Treasurer Rapone on that well-deserved honor.
Absolutely, yes.
That's all I have. Thank you very much, Chairman Boyd.
Absolutely, thank you. We'll move on to the resolution portion of our circus. Vanessa, what's the first one?
325.
325. And this is a fairly routine, I believe this is a fairly routine thing that we do every year. We have the Director of Public Safety, Chad Strobel, with us today. Chad, I just want to say on behalf of the board, congratulations on the newest addition to your family. I'm sure you're looking forward to a couple of years from now playing catch with the first boy. Yes.
Absolutely.
So what
The playing field a little bit.
Still
behind,
But what do we have going on here today with interconnectivity?
This is our yearly agreement for the statewide interconnectivity funding. This year, as in most, we'll receive, what's the name number here, $85,000. That money goes towards maintaining our I-cores, our radio system, the call handling equipment for the 911 center, Westport, and the Westport EZNet, our portion of that, which connects all the counties in Region 13 together. We share a common network amongst everybody in case there's any failures. So this money, we get it annually to offset the price of keeping all of our emergency systems running. This is just an agreement saying we're going to spend it on that and not use it for other stuff. So.
Very
We
good.
sign a lot of those.
Yeah.
Questions, comments for Director Strobel?
No, sir, thank you.
No.
I'll take a motion to approve resolution 2022-325.
So moved.
Second,
The motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Good
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chad.
Yes, that was very good.
Hey,
You too.
326, we have Deputy Director of Community Development with us today. Becky, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. What do we have on the roster? We got two. The first one's for CDBG Shenango Township Public Facilities. I have a pretty good idea what it is, but if you'd be able to.
Yeah, this is for our 2021 contract. I believe this is our third year. We did 2017, 2020, and 2021. We're doing like renovations of the classrooms, ADA, widening of doorways, actually new doors too, to get in. So this just is gonna cover so that we can move forward on starting to spend the 2021 pot of money. And this is also, it's Shenango's pot of money. So they've kind of directed us how they want to use this. So we administer the OBOs, which is on behalf of Shenango Township. Well, that's the first one.
Questions, comments on that?
Just so I have it straight, I know you just said it, but I sometimes need to hear things twice. The facility is in Shenango Township, obviously. Is this solely Shenango Township CDBG dollars, or is any of it coming from the county's CDBG?
No, this
No,
is
strictly
strictly Shenango
Shenango.
Township's pot of money.
I needed to
Yes.
hear it twice. Thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. Additional questions, comments? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve 326.
So moved.
A second,
With motion is second, any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 327, this is multi-year county housing rehabilitation program. What's going on here?
Yeah, this we put out for an RFP last month. Lawrence County Social Services, offers a wide range of, facilities and services for us. And looking in our paperwork, we were good up until 2021. So I wanna cover everything so that 2021, we haven't even got to that pot of money yet for rehab. And this is countywide, and this is everybody, including our OBOs sometime.
May I interrupt?
Sure.
And the city of Newcastle, or
Yeah.
does it exclude the city?
okay.
of Newcastle?
You read my mind, Dan.
Excuse me,
Okay.
excuse me, yes,
Because they have their own-
administer their
Gotcha.
own
Thank you.
pot of money, the city of Newcastle. So this encompasses countywide minus the city and our 3 OBOs.
And I want to stress that one more time, that the city administers their own pot of funding, which means the city is eligible by themselves to go after additional dollars for the city rehabilitation programs. To that end, anybody in the city who is interested in participating in county housing in a housing redevelopment or housing rehabilitation program should contact the office of the mayor. Anybody outside the city should contact the Lawrence County Department of Planning or LCAP directly.
Absolutely.
But I want to
Yes,
stress that
yes.
because I get calls, I'm sure my colleagues get calls
Absolutely.
about rehabilitation, housing rehab programs in the city. For the city specifically, because federally the money goes directly to them as opposed to us,
Right.
they are responsible for their own programs. Everywhere else, the money comes to us and thus we're responsible for. The city, it goes to them. And that's a federal HUD designation.
Yes.
Yes,
And there are monies available.
Yes.
absolutely. I
Okay.
would assume.
Yes.
But yes, this covers the 5 years, 2021 through 2025.
Great.
So, and they were our only responder to our proposal. So we would like to move forward with them. They've done a fantastic job for us. So,
Questions, comments?
No.
Take a motion to approve 327.
So moved.
Second?
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thanks, Becky.
thank you very much.
Up next, we have 328 out of the Office of District Attorney. I'm not as familiar with this specific grant, however, the DA is currently prosecuting a murder trial upstairs to do a jury selection, so he was unable to be with us today. I'll just read the resolution. Whereas the Office of District Attorney is applying for a Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency Gun Violence Investigation and Prosecution Grant, and whereas the programming associated with this grant seeks to implement a novel gun-related crime and violence reduction program entitled Track, Trace, and Prosecute, and whereas grant funding will be used to fully fund the initiative at no additional cost to the county and or its taxpayers, and whereas the grant application has been provided to the commissioners for their consideration and review. Now, therefore, we approve the grant application submitted by the Lawrence County District Attorney. Because there's no cost to the county, I'm fine with approving this today. At the same time, I understand if either one of you wants to wait a week, it's totally up to your discretion.
I don't feel the need to wait.
Normally, in an ideal world, we would have someone from that
Right.
office here to answer any questions we might have. But as you pointed out, they've got a lot on their plate right now. The other reason I'd prefer not to wait is I don't know when their deadline for
Correct.
application is. I'd hate to
Correct.
wait a week and then find out we missed the deadline. So I'm okay with moving forward.
And I'm sure that Deb, if you have any questions, Josh will answer them for you if you call up sometime after the.
I'll be up there, so.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that'll be the first question you
Yeah,
ask.
absolutely.
It's usually on a track, though, I don't get to talk about it until it's
Yeah, yeah.
over.
But anyway, I'll take a motion to approve 328.
So moved.
Second.
We have motion second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 329, reappointment of Mary Burris to the Planning Commission. Mary lives in the city of Newcastle, generally attends most of the meetings, my understanding, and she served since 2017. Any questions, comments on Mary's reappointment to the commission?
I think she's been a good member.
On that note, I'll take a motion to approve 329.
So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Up next, 330. This is reappointment of Linda Nitsch to the Planning Commission. Vanessa, how long has Linda been on the commission?
Since 2010.
2010. Lives in the city of Newcastle. The term will expire December 31, 2027. I'll note, I'm going to know on this. Actually, not due to my normal reason. The Planning Commission has had to cancel in 2022 4 of its 9 meetings. due to lack of development. And I believe the development director should be doing a better job in attracting development before we reappoint her to this board. I'd certainly like to see more of those meetings being held with more developments occurring in Lawrence County. But again, 4 of 9 have been canceled, which tells me we need to do a better job in the development department. But that being said, unless there's any other questions, comments on that, I'll take a motion to approve 330.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
No.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Up next, we have the reappointment of Cindy Moravito, 331 Elwood City, to the Lawrence County Planning Commission. Term will expire December 31, 2027. I believe we just appointed Cindy to the commission either last year or 2 years ago.
2021.
2021.
Took Dawn to Carrie's
Yes.
place, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, Dawn had to
And
step
it was
aside.
Yeah, Cindy's a wonderful person, and she's doing a fine job on the commission.
Yes.
So I'll take a motion. Unless any questions, comments, I'll take a motion to approve 331.
So moved.
Second.
A motion is second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Up next, 332, and Commissioner Vogler pointed out to me before the meeting that Leanne Felina lives in Union Township, not the city of Newcastle. And this is reappointment to the Housing Authority, term of 5 years. The term should be amended to expire on December 31, 2024. So this is more of a clerical than it is actually an appointment
Okay.
type of resolution. And this was made at the request of the Housing Director. Again, Leanne Felina. How long has Leanne served?
Since 2008.
So I'll be voting no on this one, but my rationale is not anything other than my campaign promise that I wouldn't vote for
Right.
more than 8 years. Leanne's a fine woman and she's doing a fine job on that authority. Questions, comments? I'll take a motion to approve 332.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
No.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 333. This is a transfer in the amount of $75, so we're really busting the bank up here. From Commissioner's Contingency, DJ Russo, Sewage and Water, some minor overage there that we're going to use to pay the sewage and water bill. That actually might be a residual from whenever we were still across the street, just to get that bill checked off the list. So questions, comments on that?
No.
Hearing none, take a motion to approve 333.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Up next, we have a number of administrative transfers. This one looks large. It's coming out of our ARPA fund. It relates to the jail grants that were approved last week. So it's $172,980 moving from ARPA contingency to ARPA Hub H. It's just a classification that it's public something. I don't know what the hell the H stands for. But that's just the federal government mandates certain reporting requirements. That's what that account is titled that we can take that money from. So this relates to the jail roof fan replacement and ductwork cleaning.
Not to put too fine a point on it. It does say 172 up here. At the bottom, I'm assuming
There's a one right there.
Yeah, they
It's like a blur.
yeah, it almost looks like 70 and that they did the
Right.
dollar sign, but it is 172.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes. Moving from the jail, part-time officer travel and training, $4,000. Moving from recycling, their contingency to their travel and training for $600. Assessment from their contingency to travel and training for $2,000. And I believe that's everything in terms of administrative transfers. Questions, comments on any of this?
No.
Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve administrative transfers.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Up next, were these given a number last week, or did we still have to number them?
They were given numbers.
What is the,
They're on, I put them on there. The conservation will be
Oh, thank you.
322.
322?
Yep.
Dan to conservation, 323, Dan to Northwest Commission,
Transportation is 296,
296, thank you.
and then the last one is 141.
Appreciate it.
Sure.
We can take that. 322, this is the appointment of, an individual who I'm not familiar with, Daniel.
Yes,
Daniel.
this has to be his first term. It says reappoint, I don't recall seeing that.
Dan to the Conservation Board of Directors for it's really only a 1-year term.
Every year.
Everyone,
No,
okay, just you.
it's the commissioner position. I'm assuming that's
Okay,
built into their bylaws.
I'll be darned.
But anyway, we're reappointing Dan to the Conservation Board of Directors for a 1-year term to expire December 31, 2023. Dan, appreciate your service on that board. You do a good job on it. I know you enjoy the marathon lunch sessions that those guys often have up at Grill on the Hill.
Grill on the Hill.
Grill on the Hill. Yeah. I'll take a motion to approve three.
Do you want to take it off the table?
Motion take. I'll say we'll do these in bulk. We'll take motion to take 322, 323, and 296 off the table.
Yes, so moved.
Well, could I ask, and I know we may be holding this up one more week. On the third one, on the liquid fuel matter.
You want to hold it up one more week?
I would for only one reason, and I'm all for what we want to do.
Mhm.
As I think I copied you and I only did it this morning, but I sent Bill Humphrey an email asking him if there are any major expenditures planned for the bridges that we own next year, over and above the routine stuff. And I haven't heard back from Bill yet.
Okay.
I guess the answer is probably going to be most likely not. I'd still like to hear from him first. Would you folks mind waiting one more week?
So the answer is there, to the best of my knowledge, last time I talked to Bill, which was a couple weeks ago, there isn't. That being said, if you want to wait a week, I have no issue with that, with the understanding that we really should pass it next week, because that'll give municipalities enough time, because they're gonna have to go through their public meetings.
Yes.
No, I'm fine with that. If you wouldn't mind waiting just to hear from Bill,
Sure.
that'll give me a comfort level. But if that happens, then I'm all for moving ahead.
Absolutely. Well, in that case, we'll amend that. We'll amend that. We'll take 322 and 323 off the table.
323 off the table, so moved.
Thank you both.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll take. I need a second for that.
Could you second it, please?
I'll second. I'll second that. Or off the table. I'll take a motion to approve 322.
So moved.
Second. A motion and second. Any further discussion?
I'm going to, as I noted last week, I'm going to abstain on both of these resolutions for my reappointment to these two boards. I just feel better abstaining, assuming the two of you are going to vote yes. But I'd appreciate if you'd allow me to abstain.
No problem.
Thank you.
Motion second. Vanessa, on 322, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
I'll abstain.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next one, similar type of situation. We have 323, the reappointment of Dan Vogler. Dan, the Shack Township?
That's where I live.
Well,
This is
the courthouse
the
address.
courthouse.
Oh,
So we,
okay. So that's where I work.
that's where, yeah, we might want to make that correction there.
We've always had that way, Dan. I don't know, do you want both of them to read the same address?
Which one is
I think,
the Northwest is my commissioner's
Oh, I
address,
see,
right?
yes.
Right.
Probably should leave it as that.
right,
But for the conservation, for all the other folks, obviously, they do their home addresses. So
Yes.
how about home for,
That's all, it is
Conservation.
listed
that's
as
how
home.
it is.
The
Yeah.
home is listed on conservation.
yeah, and I'm okay with that. And
Okay.
then for the Northwest, we'll do the work.
Makes a difference.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, this is for January 1, 2023 through December 31, 2025. I'll note that Dan does serve as the chairman of that commission, and we certainly want to retain that chairmanship for the duration of the tenure. After that, we're gonna have to assess your job performance.
Correct.
But I'm certainly in favor of this today.
Thank you both.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So I'll take a motion to approve 323.
So moved.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? We have a motion to second. Vanessa, call the roll on 323.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
I'll abstain, please.
And Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Absolutely. As we have no ordinance on the table for introduction for final action, I don't even know what ordinances we have on the books. That's something we probably should look into just to see. I know, like, when I was with the Wilmington Borough, I'm sure, Dan, when you were with the Shannock Township, they had that codification of ordinances.
Right.
I'd be interested to see what the hell all the county ordinances are.
We have some.
We do.
It's been a while since we've done any. But you have them in a,
Yeah, they're in a binder upstairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that. I was just curious. Announcements, we have commissioners meeting next October 18th, 2022. Planning commission meeting, Plain Grove Township Municipal Building, 12 o'clock noon, on October 12th, which is tomorrow. And a prison board meeting on Wednesday, October 19th, 2022, at noon in this room. And as Dan mentioned earlier, we're going up to West Central, at Mercer County Courthouse here, at 1:30 for our public workforce meeting. I'll say this, I've been on this board now for almost 3 years. I'm still not entirely sure we do it, what we do with it.
I know. A lot of money rolling around.
There's a lot of money rolling
A lot
around.
of money rolling around.
Generally kind of look and nod. I know the acronyms now, which is
Yeah.
nice.
But don't test us on them.
No, I wouldn't get all of them right.
No.
Any of the public comments? Seeing none, we will adjourn Lawrence County Board of Commissioners, and look forward to seeing everybody next week.
Excellent.
we run a lot faster meeting than I do. We were here till what, about 1:45?
Yeah.
Of course, we did have all
There were a
those
lot of
CYS
CYS contracts,
contracts,
yes.
but even so.
Yeah, good.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Hail Mary,